Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Reflections from the Prayers of Reflections.
We're in John now. It's a big deal.
Didn't we already do one in John?
Yeah, we did.
We're still in John, guys.
Second section.
Gonna be a while.
First chapter. We're in John 1:19 through 28. Today is May 16th.
Or is it?
It's May 16th. This is the first 16 date of Anna's 16th year.
It's my 16th.
It's her 16th. Her first.
It's
16th.
my 16th.
Her first 16th.
Happy birthday,
16th.
guys.
Anyway, Anna's going to read for us today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay. So happy. This was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders sent priests and temple assistants from Jerusalem to ask John, "Who are you?" He came right out and said, "I am not the Messiah." "Well then, who are you?" they asked. "Are you Elijah?" "No," he responded. "Are you the prophet we're expecting?" "No." "Then who are you? We need an answer for those who sent us. What do you have to say about yourself?" John replied in the words of the prophet Isaiah, "I am a voice shouting in the wilderness, 'Clear the way, for the Lord's coming.'" Then the Pharisees who had been sent asked him, "If you aren't the Messiah or Elijah or the prophet, what right do you have to baptize?" John told them, "I baptize with water. But right here in the crowd is someone you do not recognize. Though his ministry follows mine, I'm not worthy to be his slave, and I'm not even worthy to be his slave and untie the straps of his sandal." This encounter took place in Bethany, an area east of the Jordan River where John was baptizing.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to say about all this?
There's one verse that we don't understand, and we read both our commentaries, and it says nothing. No one is going to acknowledge it. Where they say, "What right do you have to baptize?" And his answer is, "I baptize with water." So, what's that all about? Everything else we understand. There's someone in the crowd you do not recognize. Though his ministry follows mine, because he came after him. I'm not even worthy to be a slave and untie the straps of his sandal. Yeah, we get that. But how does that answer the question?
But that is pretty cool, and that is kind of a cool thing to meditate on, is to, just as you're talking with the Jesus in your heart about our unworthiness to even be his slave, to even untie his
Sandals.
his tennis shoes.
His tennis shoes. We were talking about if Jesus lived in modern day, he'd just be wearing normal shoes. He'd be like, "I'm not even worthy to untie his Air Jordans.
Or his Vans.
His Nikes.
So,
His
yeah.
Converse."
And then, similar to that, in verse, I think it's 23, where it says, "Clear the way for the Lord's coming. I'm a voice shouting in the wilderness, clear the way for the Lord's coming." And I think that's an interesting point, too, for meditation to think about. Ken and I were talking about how what is Jesus asking us to do to clear the way for his coming in John?
Also, never mind. You can finish.
No, that's pretty much the whole thing.
It's cool that he used the Old Testament because they would know that. That would resonate with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's speaking their language. Especially because these are like priestly
He's
kind
getting
of people.
on their wavelength.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So, it was also interesting to me the transition between the beginning of section 1 of chapter 1, where he was being real theological and deep, and like the Word was with God from the beginning. And now he's just like telling this blow-by-blow story between John the Baptist and the priest helpers, you know?
He's like, "The Word was God, and the Word was with God." Okay, enough of that.
Are you Elijah?
Let me tell you about John.
No.
No.
Are you the prophet? No. Well, then why can you baptize? I baptize with water.
It seems like he's saying it's not a real baptism. It seems to be the subtext. There's a bigger baptism coming.
Which there is.
But they still use water.
What was that you were saying about Jesus being in the crowd, the one greater being in the crowd? Didn't you say
Oh.
something about that?
Is he there?
Yeah, we don't know. Commentary
Who
didn't mention
knows?
that either. But it certainly seems to
It's
imply that.
implied. The other subtext. Subtext 2.0.
I thought I'd heard somewhere that Jesus and John didn't meet until the day John baptized him. I wonder if this is the day John's going to baptize him. Maybe that's the next section. We don't know.
I was kind of thinking that.
We haven't looked ahead. We
haven't
don't
looked
look ahead.
Do you want to see? Do you want
Yeah.
to see our book?
Wait, you're not on it.
Oh,
Go downwards.
what am I on?
You're on the other
Okay.
page. There. See our black post-its?
That way we can't read it.
The section above the black post-its is the end of today's reading.
I don't know if you can tell, but it says, "Do not peek, Anna." We had some issues,
we did have some
so
issues.
we invoked the black post-its.
Yeah, we did.
Incited. Does that mean what I think it means?
I'm not sure that it does.
Okay, well, just forget I said that then.
So we don't.
But you know what I mean.
because we like the surprise to
Sneaky
happen
surprise.
as we unfold. We find it really cool to meditate on the verse you're reading, not to read the whole section through in advance. That's just what we like to do. Just take one verse at a time, and in that verse you meditate on it, and then sometimes you get surprised by the next one.
You're like, ooh,
where'd that come from?
and we guess
yeah, sometimes we guess
what they're gonna say.
Exactly. That's kind of cool. So, when I think about the Jesus inside me, and I meditated a little bit on this today.
She also went to sleep today.
No, I just rested. I didn't sleep.
She just rested. I came into her room.
She busted in on my meditation time.
I was gonna ask her a question, but I was like, oh, she's sleeping. So then I went away.
I was thinking, as I was resting, I was thinking about, it's okay to sleep, but I didn't
It's
today.
okay to sleep, guys. This just in. It's okay to sleep.
I was meditating
You heard
on
it
the
here first.
part that says, I'm not even worthy to be his slave, and untie the straps
His Air Jordan.
of his Air Jordans. That's not the straps, what do we call them? The laces on his Air Jordans. And I was just thinking about how much Christ has done for us and how unworthy we are.
But that's not something a servant would do these days. If a servant did that, you'd be like, what is wrong with you?
We don't even know what a servant would do.
Well, some people have, like, people who work in their house for them.
That's true.
They might, like, take your coat.
Chauffeurs, cooks, cleaners, butlers.
Do people have butlers?
Some might. I don't know.
Seems like it might be a British thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of does. Anyway, so we just want to say, Jesus, we love you.
We love you.
And we praise you.
Okay, bye.